on him. He said to speak this gospel. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I present to you none other than Reverend Real Estate, baby. How y'all doing? Oh, ho, ho. I'm in the house today, baby. I am refreshed. I am renewed. I'm fired up and I'm ready to go. Come on, somebody. Praise him for he's worthy today. All right, we got a good show for you today. Yes, sir, indeed, baby. As we're taking it to the next level. We're not playing with this thing. I am renewed, I'm on fire, and I'm ready to go. Y'all ready to go? Let me hear you say, let's go, preacher. Here we go. So let's talk about, we already know what the ground rules are. Most of y'all been with me forever now. If you don't know these rules, then that's on you. Keep muted, baby. Ask the questions in the chat. And then give me that feedback. Come on now. I need to know if I'm doing all right, if I'm doing good or not. Let me know. Let a brother know. All right. This is my little disclaimer. I got to put it out there. You know, any information you hear from me, I'm not responsible. If you take any of this information and you use it and it don't work, I ain't responsible, baby. I'm just here. I'm just sharing it. That's all I do, baby. It's up to you. So if you taking any of this and you go down to your attorney and you say, hey, look, we need to sue Mr. Ray. You didn't read the disclaimer, baby. I can't be sued. I told you not to do it. Woo, let's go, baby. We got some Rayisms today. Now, this is serious right here. This has been on my heart. This has been on my heart for a few months now. And, you know, for me, it used to be about how much money I made, you know, and I'll tell you, I've made some good money in my life. And so I was very, very intent on making more and more. As the soul said, give me some more, Lord. But, you know, the older that I got, the wiser. Oh, come on, somebody. You know that first you get a little bit of knowledge, and then you get some experience, and then you get some wisdom, baby. Oh yeah, now I'm a little bit wiser, and I found out that, you know, it's not how much I make, it's not how much I get to keep. You know, you make the gross sum, and then you have expenses, and you make the net sum, and we say that's how much we get to keep. And that's good and well. I mean, you're budgeting and you're doing well. That's all well and good. But at the end of the day, is how much can you give away? Come on, somebody. It's not how much you make. It's not even how much you get to keep. How much can you give away, baby? Come on, stingy self. Give some of it away. The Lord has blessed you. Come on. Give some, help somebody. I got to keep moving. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I hope I'm stepping on somebody's toes today, because you need to know that God has blessed you that you might bless her. How many know that if you water, then you yourself will be watered? That's Bible, baby. Look it up over there in Proverbs. It's the real deal. So got a little agenda for us today. We're going to try to make this thing happen. And I got to talk to you about executing the vision. I've been able to get along with the Lord over this last week. Many of you all know Lila and I have been fasting in prayer, water fasting, and I'm going to share with you some of the highlights of what happened. But being in that fast, God has given me some more vision. Every time I go get with him, baby, he give me more vision. What up with that? But anyway, it's not a different vision. It's just enhancement on the vision he already gave me. Come on, somebody. Then we'll talk a little bit about old Mr. Juice, some of the properties he got going on and what's happening, all right? So part of my goals this year was to have a 9-day fast. I want to do a 9-day water only. That's it, baby. Nothing else but water. So the verdict came back in. I was only able to go 8, baby. It got hard at the end. I had to go ahead and take a bite, baby. So, but I went 8 days. And so I want to share with you my experience, because some of you may have never fasted and prayed, and I know most of y'all ain't did just straight water, but this is something different, baby. This is taking it to another. This is Jesus 40 days, 40 nights over there getting it in, baby. This is some serious stuff, and it has some serious benefits. And so let's talk about just a few minutes about some of the benefits of water fasting. And then I want to tell you a little bit about my experience in water fasting. First of all, you lose some weight. Come on, somebody. Some of y'all need to do it. If nothing else for this right here, you know you done put some stuff around the love handle. I know you done made some New Year's resolutions. You're going to do this and do that. But the number one benefit that you get from water fasting, water only now, that ain't nothing. You ain't straight water. All you're doing is hydrating. You're going to eliminate some of that fat. Come on, somebody. We know we don't need all that fat on us. Let's get it off. One way to do that is fasting. Now, I'm not promoting, you read my disclaimer earlier. I'm not telling you go do water fasting. I'm telling you that's what I did. Work for me, may not work for you. You might do a different type of fast. At People's Church right now, they're in a fast, and the fast is, you got to give up something, right? Well, in water fasting, I gave up everything but water, okay? So I'm going to tell you about how much weight a brother lost. Y'all might see, oh, he's looking a little slim already. Yeah, baby, because I was water fasting. The second thing is, when you water fast, you eliminate all the excess salt in your body. The human body is an amazing machine. It knows how to eliminate the excess salt. And one of the ways it's able to do that is if you stop feeding, it'll start doing it. It'll start taking off the fat. It'll start taking off all that excess. You don't realize how much salt we have in our bodies from the food that we eat, from the salt shaker that we be putting most salt on, and everything that's processed got salt in it. So our body needs a break, and we need to be able to get some of that salt off. The other thing is we got a lot of toxins in us, baby. Oh, come on, somebody. That's what causes us diseases and tumors and cancer and all this stuff. These cells get built up in your body and they just clutter together, and it's not normal. And so you got all these toxins. You gotta detoxify that thing. And there's different people out there use different things to detoxify. But this thing right here, this fasting and prayer with water only, you're gonna get the weight loss, you're gonna get the salt taken out of your body, and you're gonna remove some toxins. And then also those of you, the diabetics, it's been proven that the body will start to remove insulin from your blood. That's the problem with being diabetic. Got too much insulin in there, so it's got to clear that out. And so your body, the amazing machine that it is, it goes in and starts taking care of all of this. Oh, yes, it do. This machine, this what God has given you, it is a natural preserver. It knows how to heal itself. If you will allow it, you got to get it to the point where it starts healing itself. And then I can't forget, lastly but not least, it's the spiritual side of it. This is an opportunity. It's actually mind over matter. When you have to force yourself not to eat, you don't realize the relationship you have with food until you got to go without it. Oh, come on, somebody. How many of y'all ever missed a meal? Come on, let alone all day. Your body, every time you get hungry, you go get something to eat. You run to the refrigerator, you go to McDonald's. You stop all that and you tell your body, no, I'm in control. Come on, somebody, take control of your body. Then the spiritual side of it, baby, is that it's a cleansing. You get some clarity, and you understand how food has become so important in your life when you're not doing it, right? So it's the whole spiritual thing. It was beyond me. And the great thing about it, I got to do it with my baby. Lila did this with me. We talked about it, and she said, I'm gonna try it with you, baby. I don't know if we're gonna, but I'm gonna try it. She stayed in there with me for all 8 days. Come on, somebody. There's something when you got somebody there going through it with you. Oh, come on now. So what happened, Mr. Ray? What happened when you and Lila were fasting? Let's share a few things. So day one wasn't too bad. I felt a little bit hungry, but I felt good. I've gone days before without eating. I'm out here running, doing these real estate deals. So at the end of the day, I would eat. So it wasn't no big deal. So I felt I was hungry. When I went to bed, I was thinking, man, I sure would like to have that Brahms ice cream right about now. Boy, no, you can't do it when you want to fast. And so day one wasn't too bad. Day two got a little bit hungry, but it was bearable. I knew what I was in for, right? And so when you're able to prepare yourself to know, no, we're not gonna eat. No, nobody, no, we not eating. And so you convince yourself, even when you and food, you just see food everywhere for some reason. I'm not sure how that happened. Food just started floating around in the air. But I was hungry, but it was bearable. And then day three, the stage what they call ketosis kicks in. And this is the phase. Day 1 and 2, your body is eating up the fat. Remember I told you about the fat? Now, and then your body starts eating up the toxins. Then it starts eating up. It goes through the process. Then it gets to this point where now it's got to find something to eat. And so it starts converting things into sugar so that you can have energy. And so it's just going through your body. It's creating all this sugar that it can give you some strength, right? The thing that uses the most energy in your body is your brain. Oh, it's always working, baby. That's why I tell you, you got to control your thoughts, get those good thoughts in there. But day 3, I wasn't really hungry, no issue. Day 4, I finally got used to not eating. We're used to eating 3 meals a day, and sometimes I never did eat breakfast anyway, but lunchtime and dinner, when I get off this phone, remember that chicken I used to talk about? That clock was going, hey, ain't it time to eat? And I'll be like, no, we ain't eating today. No, bro, what you doing? We better get that chicken. But I had to, against all odds, against everything, I had to force myself not to eat. And so finally, I got to day 4 and it was okay. I got used to not eating, no problem, right? And at this point, your bowels are not moving anymore, right? Because you ain't got no food for the bowels to move, right? And so I'm feeling a little bit lightheaded, a little bit, no issue. Day 5, my body started talking to me, baby. You better eat something, boy. We gonna die if we don't eat. I said, whoa, baby. We ain't gonna die. We can do this. But this is when it gets tough, baby. This is when day 5, I'm like, I don't know, Lila, should we be doing it? But the thing about her, she was good. Every day I asked her, how you doing? I'm doing all right. I'm thinking she wasn't gonna make it one day or two, but she made it. And she was doing way better than I was doing. So me, the man, I can't let her beat me. I can't give up before she do. I got to get in here and get on my knees and pray God give me strength that I don't go up and eat me a hot dog, a hamburger, or something, because right now I can eat the paint off the wall. But I hung in there, baby. I hung in there. Day 6. Oh, baby. This when it got bad. My stomach was paining. I couldn't sleep. I was only sleeping about 3 hours. I was tossing and turning. I thought she was gonna throw me out the bed because I just couldn't sleep, right? And I'm thinking, I don't know if I may, but I ain't gonna tell her. Because she, how you doing, babe? Oh, I'm doing all right. No problem. I'm like, dang, this ain't right. What's going on with me? Day 7. Oh, baby, them hunger pains. I was like, babe, I don't know if I can do it no more. I know I'm supposed to go 9 days, but I'm gonna need some food. And she said, whatever you want to do, because we was going day 9. Day 9, we got to go. But then I decided, I said, look, babe, my stomach's hurting so bad. I'm not feeling too well. I think we need to break this thing. So I said, tomorrow we're gonna break it for the game, right? We're gonna wait till the big game come on, we're gonna break it. And so we broke it last night because I had enough, baby. I was done. And I knew it was time to come to an end. But you know what? I had accomplished and I had achieved what I wanted to achieve. Now, let me show you some of the things that happened to me. First of all, when I started, my blood pressure was 171/7. Somebody said, boy, you should have been dead. That is extreme blood pressure. And I've never told y'all this, but high blood pressure runs in the family. I refuse to take any medication, and I wasn't doing what I was supposed to do. So one of the reasons I went on this diet was to get my blood pressure down, and I was able to achieve that. My blood pressure went from 171 to 107, went down to 138/90. Back to almost normal. Normal is about 120/80. I'll probably never get to that because I just have a tendency. That means I couldn't eat nothing, right? And so blood pressure for me is driven by salt intake. And you know, all the food we eat, mostly salt, right? So that was the biggest deal for me. But here was the other thing that got us. I went from 200 pounds to 185 pounds. I lost 15 pounds in 8 days. And Lila lost 10. Come on, somebody. Ain't the Lord good? She didn't need to lose nothing, little as she is, but she lost 10. That's what it'll do. The immediate weight will fall off of you like nothing else. So that's all I wanted to share with you on my fast. Before we go on to the rest of the presentation, anybody got any questions on what happened during the fast? No questions? All right.
I do.
Yeah.
So during this fast, I mean, there's a lot of clarity, and I know you're in the word, but how did God speak to you in those 7 days?
So when you say how,
Or what did he, you know, it's just interesting to hear.
Yeah. So of course, a lot of time reading. So I got through a couple of books that I wanted to reread. I reread The Richest Man in Babylon. Of course, I had like 5 books of the Bible that I wanted to reread. So I went back through the Genesis, and I went back. I did Romans. I always loved Colossians, and I was able to spend time in that rock. And so how he spoke to me, it's like certain verses I would just stop, and it's like he was stopping me and he was showing me something in that verse, right? And so he was kind of speaking to me like that. And so one time I went over to Proverbs, and it was all about, you know, Lord was speaking to me about, you know, order my steps in the word, you know, and it was like, it was revealed to me my secret sins. And so I started thinking about what are those things that nobody else sees about me that I need to really be working on. And so he was able to work with me and talk to me along those lines. And I just got some clarity around, he was showing me these are the things you need to deal with, right? And the same way that you use your willpower to overcome this desire to eat, you got to use your willpower to overcome your desire to sin. Oh, come on, somebody. He will give you that desire, for it is he that works in you to will to do his good purpose. Oh, come on now. So that makes sense, Roxanne?
Yes, it does. And here's a second question, and I'm gonna move away. How do you ease back into the meals?
All right, there you go. That's a good one, because you can't just go down to McDonald's and get a burger, baby, because you will destroy yourself. So what we did was we eased back in with fruit. So we had yesterday, the first thing we did, we fed each other the first grade. And you would not, you have no idea how your taste buds are so heightened. That first was like a splash of, oh, it was just so good and so luscious. And so it was just all fruit. So we had strawberries, we had bananas, what else do we have? Had cantaloupe, you know, just all fruit. And we sat there, and it's amazing that we was watching the game, and I had 2 big bowls of fruit, baby, because I'm gonna eat it all. And lo and behold, couldn't even eat that much, right? Got full real quick. But the taste sensation was off the charts. Your palates, I mean, you have cleansed everything, including your taste buds. So yeah, it's just all fruit. That's all we did. yesterday, and then today we're gonna eat a salad with also some vegetables. Now, the other great thing about this, we're changing our whole diet. We're going to we're going to a whole plant diet, baby. The only meat that we're gonna be allowed to eat is fish and a little bit of chicken. So what good does it do for me to go through all this and to cleanse myself and then to go back and doing the same thing I was doing? My blood pressure will jump back up, all this. So it's all plant-based foods for us, fruits and vegetables. And and that's the other thing. During this time, I was able to research and get all these recipes. I'm going to start getting our food prepped every Sunday, so we'll have stuff to eat all week. I'm coming Chef Boyardee, babe. I told Lila, I'm taking over the kitchen. The kitchen now is mine. I went out and I bought all my utensils. So this is going to be a whole new journey for me. And the fact that now that I'm eating right, and then I add my exercise back in, oh, come on, somebody. It's a game changer, baby. This temple is now going to be open for God to use all that he wants to. So it was just an enlightenment, Roxanne. And so our whole eating is going to be totally different from this point forward.
That's amazing. And I can't even imagine what it did for the marriage.
Oh, we went through it together, Roxanne. It just bound us closer together because we did it together. We prayed together. We talked to each other. We encouraged each other. It's the best experience, because I used to do this by myself. When we were, we've been together about 4 years, and I've done it a couple of years, and she kind of did the Daniel diet, as the church was doing the Daniel diet. But this year she said, I want to do it with you. And I didn't expect her to make it. I said, I'm gonna give her a day or two. She does, because she's a fatty like me, right? She likes to eat, but she did way better than I did. And so, let me just give way to Lila for a minute. Lila, are you there? Or are you making our salad?
I'm here.
Go ahead and give a little testimony.
What specifically?
Well, just tell them a little bit about your experience. I gave them mine.
Well, my experience was a little different in that I noticed a certain calmness about me, and I don't know really how to explain it, but for me, it was kind of in line with, God's promise to us. Be calm. I've got this. I'm with you. And so that calmness carried me throughout my entire fast, and it was just something I've never experienced before. And even now, I'm still just kind of not too quick to react, to get upset, things that would normally kind of, spark stress, such as phone calls from work, dealing with problems and, family issues. So things like that.
They want to see you.
It's just really been a calming experience for me.
There you go.
In that regard.
So go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, that was all I was going to say.
Any questions for Lila? All righty then. So all right, let's move on. Got some more stuff we got to get through. What does the time look like? Okay, that's about right, about 30 minutes. Let's get this party started. All right, so moving right along. So during this time, oh yeah, I forgot about the spiritual clarity and focus. We talked about that, so that was a no-brainer, right? So keep going here. So, I just want to review, and these were some of the things that the Lord had brought me through. So I went back and I kind of reviewed, some of the things I told you all that I was going to be doing with this whole minority real estate millionaires. And so, there was 4 key pieces I wanted to focus on: wealth education, wealth accumulation, wealth protection, and wealth distribution. And so far I've only covered 2. Right. And so we did the foundation model, the advanced model, the premier model, and the platinum model. So I haven't talked any about wealth protection, wealth distribution. Those are to come, because I got to really set the foundation with the other education. And so many of y'all remember we went through foundation. We talked about, the 5 ways you get paid, how you set your goals, analyzing real estate deal, finding deals, tenant acquisition, all that good stuff. All those videos are out there on YouTube right now, okay? We went through the advanced mode. We talked about financing, how you wholesale, flipping, foreclosures. I mean, this was a little bit more advanced, and I took you through that. So I'm still in the education mode. And then we went through what I call the premier module, where it was more of, okay, how do we acquire these properties, okay? So we talked about the best way to acquire properties is through wholesale. How do you find wholesale deals? How do you mine the data, creating scripts? What's the maximum allowable offer? Remember, we did homework. I just took you through all that, how you do title search, and then how you get the property on the contract and close the deal. And so right now we're kind of in what I call my platinum level, and I got like 5 platinum members that are working with me on the wholesale side. So one of the things I'm going to start doing is I'm going to start showing you what we're going to do from a platinum level. Okay, these modules are there, and you can go and see those at any time back on. So I've already set a good foundation, right? And so my business structure is, I have my family trust, and then I have Juice Properties, which is my LLC, Minority Real Estate Millionaires, which is kind of some of the stuff we're doing and what I'm teaching. My Bible study, I've kind of incorporated that into Minority Real Estate Millionaire. In fact, it is the basis. A lot of time when I'm teaching you guys, we're just going to do talking in the Bible, okay? The next thing that I'm doing right now is that I'm setting up the bank. Remember, I said I'm going to be the bank, baby. I want $1 million investable that I can invest, and I also can make available for my students. So I'm working on that. Mr. Ray's Real Estate. When Lila becomes a broker, right now she just has her real estate license. We're going to get her to a broker, and she's probably going to change the name. It ain't going to be Mr. Ray's Real Estate. She gonna probably call it Lila B or something. I don't know. But whenever she becomes a broker, we're gonna open our real estate business. And then the other one is I will create some type of fund that I will allow you guys to participate in some of my investments. So those things are still coming. I'm still working. Again, these are some things that became clear to me as I was going through my fast, going back through some of the things I had put out there and say, okay, I need to reset here and make sure I'm still on track to completing the vision. Okay. And so one of the things that I'm in the process this year, the whole focus is on getting the bank set up and running. And so I said I need $1 million, right? So I'm about at 400,000, and so now I'm ready to open the bank, okay? And so I want to talk to you a little bit about some of the parameters and what type of lending and what type of things that I'm going to be doing when I become the bank. So right now I'm just going to set aside 200,000 just for these opportunities, and these are anything that's tied to real estate. I'm investing in anything other than real estate. I'm revving real estate. That's what I do, baby. And so as the bank, I will be investing in real estate opportunities. So one of the first things that I will be offering, one offering is going to be short-term lending for hard money. And so this is going to be some lending that I'll do. It'll be at 12 to 15%, roughly short-term lending, 3 months to a year. And these are loans that I'll be giving out for bridge loans, fix and flip. And so I'll be able to loan up to 75% of the ARV. That's including whatever the rehab cost is. And so if someone was coming to me and they wanted this type of loan, then their credit score needs to be 620 or above, or I'm not going to fool with you. And so the funding is dependent on the deal. I will review the deal. I'll go out and I'll do my own evaluation. I'll determine what the costs are to rehab, and I'll make sure that it's in line with something that I really want to put my money in. And also, I'll be in first position on the note. We'll go through the title company, we'll close it, and I'll have a deed to the property, and well, I'm sorry, whoever I lend it to, they'll have the deed, I'll have the note on it, which means I have a first lien on it. And what I'll do is they have to pay me interest monthly, interest only, that is monthly, until it's paid in full. So that's just hard money lending. You know, you bring me a deal, I take a look at it. You don't have any money down, I might ask you to put a little skin in the game, but for the most part, I will finance that deal up to 75% of the ARV. The other thing that I'll do is what I call more private money lending, which is longer term. And this is interest rate on these loans that I'll be giving out. It'll be 8 to 9%. And I can carry those for 1 or 2 years. Basically what this is for buy and hold investors. So you find a property, you wanna bury it, right? But you don't really have the money to do it. The bank won't give you the money because it ain't in good condition to fix up. So I'll come in, I'll finance it up to 75%, right? That gives you time to get it leased out, to get a year under your belt, and then you can turn around and refinance it, right? And just bury the property. So I'll probably charge 1% on that loan, which is, it'll be say if you borrow $100,000 from me, then I'll charge another $1,000 plus whatever the interest rate is. Again, the note will be in first position on the property. You'll be collecting rent. You'll be paying me interest every month. At these I'll be added on the insurance in case something happened. I'll be added in on the insurance. So if the insurance, say the house burns down and the insurance company sends you a check, you won't be able to cash that check without me signing off on it, right? Because I have an interest in that property, and that's how that works. Again, interest only till paid in full. Any questions on my my bank parameters? Okay. All right, let's go. Let's talk about some of my activities. What's going on with me right now as far as my wholesale activity. Now, this is another thing that, you know, over this last week, I've had an opportunity to really do some studying and to figure out what I really want to do. Because in this game, the only way you really make money is you got to get properties at a discount. And so in order for me to get properties at a discount is I gotta get some wholesale deals. Remember, I told you one of my goals is I want 10 wholesale deals this year. And so in order to get the 10 wholesale deals, I gotta ramp up. I gotta ramp up what I'm doing. Right now, the only way that I'm looking at getting wholesale deals is pre-foreclosure. We're just working the sheriff's sale. We're trying to get people to sell us their house before it goes to the sheriff's sale. That's the only way that I'm doing it today, but I'm getting ready to change the game. And I'm actually going to set up a business to do wholesaling. So that's what that means is I'm going to spend about $2,000 a month on wholesaling activities in order to generate leads, right? And so let me show you what that looks like. Again, this is during my fasting time. These are things that I was working, I was studying, I was reading, and so this is my. This is what I come up with after spending time with the Lord and spending time in what I know about the wholesale business. So I got to invest in order for me to harvest, right? You can't get no harvest if you don't plant anything. So I gotta take upon myself, and it's gonna be a business expense, $2,000 a month to invest in my business to generate these leads so that I can get wholesale deals, okay? So one of the things is one of my biggest investments right now, all I have is PropStream. PropStream run me about $200 a month. I got a team that's with me on PropStream. 5 of you all are in platinum level with me. You pay me $30 to have access to my PropStream, right? And so you have total access. You can do everything I can do in that. And so that's going to be my lead generation. That's where I'm going to find the properties. That's where I'm going to find owners with high equity, non-occupied houses. houses that are no longer listed. I can do all my queries there. And so what you're going to see me do over the next few weeks is you're going to be going along with me as I generate these particular lists that I'm going to be mailing to. So that leads me to the next piece of the business is I'm going to purchase a customer relationship management, a CRM system. This is where I can keep track of all the incoming things that's going to be coming in now. If I'm generating all these leads, I got to be able to track them some way, right? When did they contact me? How much what did they want on the home? What did they tell me? I mean, I need to have one place where I can track that. Today, we're tracking it. The Platinum members are tracking it in PropStream, and they're just basically putting a note in there saying, you know, I contacted so-and-so on this day. They express some interest, may or maybe not, right? So we're using PropStream right now. I'm going to transfer that over to ReSimply, right? It's a program I've been looking at, I've been researching it, and so I'll be purchasing that on a go-forward basis. And then I'm going to use this program called Investor Care. And this is basically a website. After I send out all those letters, you know, and I'm generating all that stuff, and in case that the prospective seller wants to go to my website, enter their information, and it'll send me some. So the website is going to be there to help me capture more leads, right? So on my printed, my printed stuff that I'm sending them on the cards, letters, whatever I'm sending them, it'll have a website on there. Well, it's not going to be Mr. Ray's. It's going to be a website that I'm going to create inside of Investor Care. Okay. And then next, I'm going to be using Ballpark Marketing to send all my marketing material out. And so I'm going to be very consistent and persistent about this, sending these out every month. What I'm finding out, you can't just contact somebody one time and get the deal. You got to contact them several times, and then finally you get the deal. So all my marketing is going to be done through Ballpark Marketing. And the great thing about this, you guys get to come along with me. As I develop all these systems, I put my information in here, you get to see exactly what I'm doing. And my goal is I'm going to learn this stuff, and then I'm going to be able to hand it off and teach somebody else so they can run the business for me, because I want to be able to spend my time being the bank and then doing these other projects that I'm going to talk to you a little bit that I'm going to be doing later. But I got to get the wholesale set up because that's going to generate the income for me. Okay. And then call Porter. So when all these people start calling in, they want more information, I'm going to hire an answering service. It's called Call Porter. And they're basically going to screen the calls for me. And they're going to send me only qualified leads that meet my criteria that I'm going to give them, right? And so there's a lot. I'm telling you guys this, and it sounds like, oh, he's going through it really fast. There's a lot of work to be done here. So I got to put in some time in order to make all of this happen, right? And then finally, I'm going to, today I use PropStream for skip tracing, and we also use Fast People Search and some other things. But some people you can't find, but this Skip Genie, they have a program that they have that you can purchase, and they can give you that hard to find information. Like if I get some mail back and it says a return to sender, no longer live here, whatever, I can go into Skip Genie and I can put their name and number in there, and I got a better chance of finding it, especially if it's a property that I'm really, really interested in. It's boarded up. I see ain't nobody been doing nothing there. It's in a great neighborhood. I really need to contact. I don't have contact information. Then I'll send them to Skip Genie. All right. Any questions on that? Any questions on my wholesale activities and what I'm planning to do? All right, got one more thing. I want to talk to you a little bit about the investments that I currently have going and the investments that I'm looking at in the future. So right now, the current investment that we have is a residential development down in Norman, 2.5 acres, it's 20 lots. I am just one of the investors down there. We actually have 5. of us in there. I got 40K invested in that. We've already purchased the land, $500,000. The time frame for developing that land is about 12 to 18 months. Right now, we're just in engineering. They're trying to get all the engineering done and mapping and all that. And so you guys gonna be able to see what happens as we develop land, okay? And so in this particular, this group of investors, I have access to buy at a reduced price at least 3 of the 20 lots in there. So my goal is maybe I'm gonna build 3 homes down in Norman over the next couple of years. So I have access to the land. Plus I'm getting them in, doubling my money. My 40K is gonna come back to me as 80K once we get the land development. That's part of the deal. And so from there, I get an opportunity to buy the property. So once the lots are up and they're ready to sell, they'll sell for approximately $75,000 each. That's 1.5 million, right? And so hopefully I'll get a piece of that too. So that's a current activity. That's again in the process. So one thing that I have on the radar right now, I have an out-of-state investor, and I've been checking him out. He's done some good work, and he's looking for some private investment money. And so I think I'm going to take 100,000, set it aside, and allow him to earn the 8 to 9% on that 100,000 for a year or two on certain properties. So that's one thing I'm going to do. And so what he'll do is he'll go out and he'll find these deals. Actually, he's in Indianapolis. That's why I'm comfortable with it. He actually is in Indianapolis. So I'm familiar with Indianapolis. So he'll shoot me a deal. Hey, Ray, here's a deal right here. It's $100,000. You interested in it? I take a look at it. I know the neighborhood. I can see pictures. He's going to send me a scope of work, what needs to be done on it. The nice thing about him, what he wants to do is he's either going to flip it real quick, or he's going to rent it out, burr it, and refinance. So I've seen his track record. I've seen some of the things that he's done already, and I'm comfortable with maybe moving forward with that. So
yeah, Mr. Ray, I was just curious because you had said something a little bit earlier in the presentation. So are you just more like 100% real estate? You don't know stocks or anything like that? You don't do anything outside real estate? I'm just kind of curious your thoughts on that.
My retirement, when I retire from OG&E, of course, I got a nice lump sum. My retirement is still in my IRA, right? Individual retirement account. And so what I've done in there, I have it divided up 3 ways. And so, and I don't know if any of you are familiar with ETFs, exchange trading funds. So I don't do individual stocks. So I have 3 exchange trading funds. And what exchange trading funds is, it's kind of a bundle of stocks together, and they'll sell it as one, right? And so what I have an exchange trading fund that mimics the NASDAQ, it mimics the Standard & Poor, and it mimics what's the main one? Golly. What's the stock market? Y'all know.
You're not talking about, well, you said the S&P 500, the NASDAQ, talking about the
Wall
Dow
Street.
Jones.
Well, not Wall Street. Come on, somebody.
Dow Jones.
Dow Jones. There you go, right there. So I got 3 of them. It mimics all 3 of those. So what I did, took my money and put it in all 3 of those, right? And so I'm not even touching that money, but my goal is I want to draw that out over time, right? So if I draw it all at once, I'm gonna get hit with a big tax bill. My goal is to draw it all out and get it all invested in real estate. So yeah, I played the stock market, man. I understand the stock market. One of my goals was to teach y'all a little bit about mutual funds, and I probably do that. Teach you what you should, like right now, if you work for a company, you have a 401k, what are you investing in? All right. I probably need to have a training one day to say, here's the funds you need to be in, and here's why you need to be in them, because they have low fees, they have low volatility, and they, just a good deal. If your company offers you the opportunity and they match your investment, you should be doing that. Your funds are growing tax-free. So I'll probably one day will talk a little bit about that because I know some of y'all are still working. That was one of the best things that I did when I had my 401k is that the company was matching me 50 cents on the dollar. So every dollar I put in, they put in 50 cents. You can't beat that. You can't get that. I mean, you're getting 50% return right there on your money before you know it. So I always do that. But now that I'm retired, my goal is to take all that money that I got in the stock market and get it over here and put it to work in those projects that I just showed you, those type projects. Any other questions? All righty. You don't have anything else. Let's see, I got one vacancy over on Northwest 58th. It's going to be filled here. And then after that, I got one that I filed for eviction on over in Midwest City on McGregor. So at the end of January, I should be getting that back. And so I'll be rehabbing that. So I'll keep you all informed on what's going on that. And then after that, I think I might, it depends. I might grab a couple of more rentals going forward, but really what I really think I want to do is eventually I'm gonna get out of the rental market, you know, because you see what I'm doing, I'm kind of getting into letting my money make money rather than me being a landlord and chasing these tenants and doing all that. At some point, as I get older, I don't want to be in that game, right? And so my goal is over time, over the next 10 years is to start. This is another thing I was really praying about, you know, during this time. At some point, it may not happen for the next 10 years, right? Because I'm telling you, I'm making some good money on my real estate. So I don't want to say don't do that. But when I get 70, 75 years old, I mean, do I really want to be in that game? So I had to make a decision the next 10 to 15 years, how to transition out of the game and then get to the point where my money is just making me money. So that's kind of what I've been thinking about. But right now, baby, I got all these houses. I'm gonna keep them. I'm gonna let them make that money. I'm gonna let the tenants pay the bills. I'm gonna get all these tax benefits, and I'm gonna trust in the Lord to continue to bless me. That's all I'm gonna do. All right. Any other questions? Last opportunity.
Yes. A few months back, you had mentioned an opportunity for us to possibly get in on some investments. Have you thought about that anymore?
Well, remember earlier I talked about my investment group. I haven't got that one, y'all. I got the bank, so I got to get the bank set up, and then I'm gonna get the investment group set up. That is, I'm gonna allow you all to start coming in and participating in some of the deals I'm doing. So I know you don't have a lot of money, but maybe you got 1,000, maybe you got 5,000. So we'll put money in a pot. You have a certain percentage, and then, you know, I still don't know how that, you know, there's tax consequences of that. You know, you're dealing with other people's money. You know, that's something I want to do, Roxanne. I just quite hadn't figured out how to do.
Okay, thanks.
Oh, my salad is getting ready, baby. I'm finna go get it. Whole Foods from here on out, baby. I'm trying to do it the right way, and I hope I'm encouraged, I'm inspired somebody out there today. Remember we talked about self-love last week. Love yourself. If you don't love yourself, nobody. Take care of yourself. Nobody can take care of you like you. That means mentally get the stress out of your life. Focus on being better at everything you do. And that, more importantly, how you take care of this temple. This is the temple of the Holy Spirit. And guess what? If you take care of it, it'll take care of you. Come on, somebody. We got to go. I love you guys. We'll see you next week.